welcome to our session on self-awareness and emotional regulation. We're going to start by looking at self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize your emotions, your thoughts, and your values, and how they affect your behavior. As you grow in self-awareness, you are able to recognize the areas that build you up and the ones that hold you back. And as you recognize those, we can start making conscious choices of how we respond. Emotional regulation is the process we use to manage and respond to our emotional experiences in appropriate, healthy, and adaptive ways. Regulating emotions is a learned skill. It's important to recognize that we learn this. Sometimes people learn it in childhood, sometimes we learn it in adulthood, and it is continuing to grow throughout our lives. It does not automatically happen, so we do have to be intentional about it. Benefits of self-awareness and emotional regulation are things such as improved self-control. We can improve our overall well-being when we're able to do these. We increase our growth and success as we are able to become aware of our emotions, our thoughts, our values, our behaviors, and able to regulate them and respond intentionally. Our relationships improve. These are relationships at home, with friends, at work. Every relationship that you have improves with self-awareness and emotional regulation. They help us identify our strengths, our weaknesses, and our blind spots. It enhances our resiliency. So you will become a more resilient person as you become self-aware, emotionally regulate. And it grows us to take responsibility for our actions, otherwise known as accountability. There are some things that self-awareness requires us to focus on. So as you're learning to become self-aware, you are learning who you are and why. Why have you become this way? Why do you respond to certain emotions or situations in a particular way? Who has built into your values? Where did you learn your behaviors from? So we will begin to learn a little bit more about our identity as we grow in self-awareness. These things that we focus on to learn who we are and why are things such as feelings and emotions, your body, how you respond to situations. Some of us feel things in our head, some in our heart, some in our gut, but your body responds to your emotions, and it's a good signal for you. Things like your environment, how you grew up, where you are right now, how that impacts your emotions and your behaviors, how you communicate and react to people and situations. We start looking at self-awareness of who are the people that have influenced you. The family that you grew up in is always part of that influencing circle, but often there are significant people through school, through church, through neighborhoods, through community that we come across in our lives that also have influenced us. And you really start digging into your beliefs and values. Emotional regulation, on the other hand, is a process. The process of learning how to regulate your emotions involves identifying the emotions. We're going to talk about that in a few sessions a little bit more in depth, but we have to know what the emotions are and be able to label them. Notice when they pop up, what are the things that cause them, and recognize how you experience them. That's that body awareness. Where do you feel it? Your head, your heart, your stomach. And then we learn how to process and manage them. What we are not doing with emotional regulation, as I said, we process and manage them. That does not mean we avoid them or we act like it isn't happening. It doesn't mean that we become perfectionists and stuffing emotions and just burying them deep inside. It doesn't mean that we're denying them, that when we're angry, we say, we're not, I'm fine. We recognize them. And it does not mean that we're dissociating or detaching, where we know it's there, but we don't let ourselves experience it or acknowledge it. You cannot control having emotions. You can only control your response to them. Everybody has them. You don't make yourself, you don't wake up in the morning saying, oh, today I'm going to feel angry. And just do it. People don't want to do that. They just pop up because of triggers. This is our learning on emotional regulation and self-awareness. You've done a great job getting through this, and I will see you next time.